Instead of getting sucked into doing more hate around people who hate, why don't you actually combat it? Why don't we learn from Martin Luther King and from Gandhi and from other people in the past, which is you do not defeat hate with hate on hate. You defeat hate with love at scale. I think a lot of people are confused right now and they see the negatives in social and digital, and they're seeing people scale hate. What they don't understand is it scales everything. Yeah. And it's on us. If you're so happy, then start putting happy into the universe. Yeah. You know, right now, the people that are most unhappy are the ones who are loudest in their content on social. Nobody tweets, "Great job, Qantas," on the flight we just took. A machine just went in the air, landed safely. I had a nice coffee. I had Wi-Fi. I bought some sports cards. I don't land and tweet, "Qantas, great job on my flight today." But if it was a 3-hour delay and they were out of coffee, the amount of people that tweet, you know, "Fuck you, Qantas," you know, people are unbelievably interesting to me. We stay the 98% that are happy are staying quiet, talk about it, and the 2% that are miserable are loud, and it confuses the other 98%. And I don't want to do that, right?
I think you can use
I'm a complainer on Twitter, but I also made sure recently, when we opened a restaurant, everyone wants to complain, especially plant vegans.
So now we're really conscious of always do the good news.
And that's the thing I tell a lot of my friends. I'm like, don't wait for you to be on the other side of it. Right. Like, recognize what we're doing. And so for me, I'm putting, you know, when I think this morning on the way to the shower, I tweeted a blue heart. That was it. And that's just nice.
And the internet went wild.
I mean, I don't know if they went wild, but I think one human seeing that maybe just thought, that's nice. Yeah. Like to me, we need to start doing that. We need to make, like, maybe this is the podcast, this is the moment. Like, let's make a call to arms. Like, if you're in a good mood, fucking share it. Like, because this tiny percentage, and I mean, guys, the reason we are still here all these years later is human beings are remarkably good. To remind everybody, we have had atomic bombs that can wipe us off the face of the earth now for 70 years. We're here. We've had genocides, holocausts, we've had the Black Plague, we've had world wars. We're here. And everybody is unstoppable. And everybody's dwelling right now on a rise of nationalism and hate, which is terrible. However, let's contextualize it. And instead of judging people and calling them racists or bad people, why don't you go loud about good? Instead of getting sucked into doing more hate around people who hate, why don't you actually combat it? Why don't we learn from Martin Luther King and from Gandhi and from other people in the past, which is you do not defeat hate with hate on hate. You defeat hate with love at scale. And we all have our 14 followers, our 1,000 followers, our 8 followers, and instead of flexing about your new handbag or your hot new sneakers or the hike you took or the remarkable meal you're having, what about putting out good? What about co-signing somebody that did something nice? What about watching somebody open the door for an old lady and roll up on them and make a video and tell them about this nice kid? We need to get louder about happiness. If we all collectively do that, I have a funny feeling the internet will feel a lot more happy.
Yeah, I mean, that's what this is. There's a little quote book. It's called CCA. It's like the podcast, it's a happy quote for every day.
I love that.
And people like everywhere I'm like, life is pretty awesome. I mean, we're in a really exciting time. It's a great time to be alive. Be excited about it.
400 trillion to 1.
Yeah.
400 trillion to 1. That is the current scientific odds around being a human being.
And that's something that...
Did you know that? 400 trillion to 1. You are more likely to get struck by lightning 10 times in your life than have one. It is the great miracle. Like that whole miracle concept, like the baby's a miracle. It's actually true. It's actually true. And so people are walking around moping about their mom being a jerk, or their brother stealing their money, or somebody, or their pimple on their face, or they can't get a new Supreme, or or
the GaryVee sneakers sold out. It was like so fucked up.
Or like stuff that, I don't know why this specific thing drives me crazy, people yelling at baristas for using the wrong milk. I mean, that to me, I don't know what it is about that one. You know, people literally yelling at somebody, no almond milk, you asshole. They just bought a $6 coffee. Like, do you know how blessed you are? Like,
Yeah.
I mean
I mean, a $9 coffee, Gary, come on.
respect.